Hey guys, we're going to do a short assembly video on the mini rotor that I've had in development for a while. I'll show you the components, how they fit together. First off, we have the lower base. It does have the outer feed neck already assembled on it, bolted on. It's done with 5 bolts, so if you want to swap that out, it's a one piece. We also have our interior feed neck. This slots in. Currently it's for a 68 cal. I'd like to make a 50 cal version in the future, so this is just prep for it. It is threaded. You'll see how that fits in. We have our shark fin. This is modeled on the original rotor, but it is expanded out just a little bit, so the original rotor fin will not fit. But this new one is a little bit more heavy duty. We have our push button. This replaces the die rotor, which sometimes breaks or deteriorates. We have what's called a sled. There are several different designs for the sled. This one has the magnet on it for the smaller tops. And then you have your rotor guts, your internals. So for assembly, what we're going to start is we're going to prep this to put the motor in. So work around the camera here, it's a little difficult, but we take our shark fin and we're going to drop that in the bottom. It should slide forward. And we're going to put our button in. Before I go further, I'll call out some of the things to consider on the lower. Particularly, you have this slanted ridge on the inside, and you have a slanted ridge on the bottom. What that does is that is a guide for these tabs on the rotor. So it's going to slide. Let's see if I can get a good angle on it. It's going to slide down on those tabs. Additionally, on the back of the rotor, where your button is, you have a small tab on the back, right there. That will sit underneath these 2 tabs. So we're going to slide the motor in at a downward angle, and we're going to get the back to fit under those tabs. It'll lock securely in place. It is a snug fit, so I've had a little bit of practice on this. If we set the shark fin on the bottom just a little bit up, that's a good place for it. And see if I can do this with the camera. So we're going to take it and we're going to slot it in at a slight angle. See where it fits in there. And then we want to make sure those bottom tabs are underneath. So right there, see where those tabs fit underneath. And we'll push down on the top. You should hear it click. Make sure that that shark fin needs to be in the right position. Right about there. And you'll see it clicks in. So it's very secure. Your shark fin works. Right there. It does not fall out. This motor is locked in and secure in that bottom hole. Alright, that's probably the most difficult part, is just angling that correctly to begin with. After that, we're going to put in our feed neck. So like I said, there is threading on here and some locking tabs. So we're just going to kind of hand thread it so it locks in. You'll get a little feed neck tool. This is basically just a plastic piece to lock that in, to tighten it up. If you lose it, don't worry. You can actually use part of your rotor. The bottom geared piece here slots in as well. So in a pinch, you can go ahead and use this to either screw or unscrew it. Once we have that, we're going to assemble the front rotor assembly. So we'll go ahead and drop our red piece in to begin with. It'll lock in there. It engages with the teeth in the back. Stay. Yeah, your bottom tray will fit in. Your teeth. And then your top lid component. And what you'll see is it'll actually rest just underneath that lip. This gives it just a little bit of clearance, wobble, and for the different rotors I've tested, there's a little bit of a variation in how they come out, so we left just a small amount of gap in there. Once we have that, you can even test your rotor. You can push the button. Spins freely. And we're going to want to drop our sled in. The sled is going to come in from the front. So we're going to go from the top to the bottom, front to back. There is a ridge that it's going to run on the inside here. Again, kind of a hard angle. And actually, before I do that, I'll show you, there's little tabs on here. These are locking tabs, so it doesn't run away from you if you're out on the field. And you're gonna insert it until you hear a click. There's a small gap that allows it to travel back and forth and lock in either a front position or rear. So we're gonna slide it in and then pull back just a little bit, and you can see where it locks in back there. Once we have that, we're ready to put the upper on. I'm going to be showcasing the 60 round upper here. This is the new angled model. And if you see these tabs that are on the side, this is a cam lock, so we're going to drop it in and then rotate just a little bit. So again, kind of a weird angle for the camera. There we go. So we put it in, and then we're just going to rotate, and then we're going to push this in until it clicks. There we go. Now it's locked in place. It's not going to move at all, and this is set up, ready to go. I'll move this over here, and you can see how the magnetic works. Pull it open. It's ready to go. I have a 50 round pod again, so you can see the size. Dump that in. And it has just a little bit of extra space, so 50-55 rounds. It goes up to about 60 if you really want to squish them in there. Just a small bit of magnetic pull on the back, pops it up, and it's ready to go.